14th Finance Commission and its recommendations, we have with us a very special guest, Chief Economic Advisor in the Finance Ministry, Dr. Arvind Subramanian. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, as an economist, what does these recommendations mean to you?
Well, these recommendations really are going to mark a watershed, in my view, in center-state relations in India. Really, they're going to be a watershed in the history of Indian federalism. And the reason for that is the following, that what has happened in India under successive finance commissions is that the center collects taxes and then what they say devolves, i.e. gives to the states a certain share of those taxes. That's called vertical devolution. Over and above that, that pool that's given to the states is then distributed between the states, and that's called horizontal devolution. So what the 14th Finance Commission has done is, first on the vertical devolution, the amount of taxes that the center is now required to share with the states has gone up from 32% to 42%. That's a 10 percentage point increase, which is absolutely unprecedented. The last two finance commissions required an increase in this by 1 percentage point and 1.5 percentage points. So this time it's like 10-fold or 6.5-fold. So it's just completely radical, because what this means is that the states will get a lot more revenues from the taxes that are collected by the center, and this will considerably add to their spending power. Second consequence is what I called horizontal devolution. That is how this is shared between the states. Normally they have a formula. What the 14th Finance Commission has done, it's changed the formula quite substantially. So now, different states will get different amounts depending on the formula. It's a complicated formula, but broadly, therefore, the amount going to the states radically gone up. The sharing between the states also has been changed.
Sir, as you have mentioned that the amount going to the state will be radically going up, but what does this really mean to a common man, sir? How a common man will be getting benefits out of these devolutions?
Yeah, okay. So I think in order to understand that, I think one has to understand what exactly is going on, right? So we say that this is a watershed in Indian federalism because it's going to really transfer more and more fiscal autonomy to the states for two reasons. One, they're going to get more taxes than before. But second, remember, if the center transfers so many taxes, it's going to be left with much less money. So what the philosophy of the 14th Finance Commission is that some of the schemes that were being run by the center for the states, what we call the centrally sponsored schemes, those will have to be cut back to some extent. That's how the numbers add up for the center, otherwise they won't add up. So what the government has decided is that some states, some programs which belong to the states, they will now be run by the states. Many programs which are very important for poverty alleviation and things will still be run by the center. These are some legal schemes and so on. And finally, there will be some schemes where the sharing, how much the center and the states were sharing in terms of financing it, that's going to change a little bit. Now, what does this mean for the common man? What this means for the common man is that because this is more giving power to the states, decisions on what to spend, how to spend, what the priority should be, will now be taken not by New Delhi, but by each of the states. So in that sense, the common man is closer to the decision-making body than before. So in that sense, this is also more about political decentralization and giving more power to the common man, because via his state government, he or she can express what they really want, and the state governments will have to take that into account.
So does that mean that the local aspirations and local needs of the people will be taken care of with these recommendations?
Yeah, to a much greater extent than before, because it's not, these decisions are no longer going to be taken far away in New Delhi. They're going to be taken in each of the states, and therefore the decision making and accountability become closer to each other, and that means therefore people will have a bigger say, or they feel they will have a bigger say as well.
So you mentioned about the fiscal deficit and some fiscal consolidation. What really will happen to this fiscal deficit and the commitment towards fiscal consolidation, sir?
No,
of the
so
Union government?
yeah, so these are all questions, that will have to be decided in the context of the budget. You see, the budget's coming up, and obviously, the recommendations of the 14th Finance Commission will have to be incorporated, because now the states know how much money they'll have, the center knows how much money it'll have, and so both center and states will have to plan their budget accordingly. But those are decisions that you will see in the context of the budget.
Sir, there are some ambitious schemes of Government of India, like Make in India is one of them, or Swachh Bharat is another. So what will happen to these schemes, sir? How will they be implemented by the state governments after you are giving them lot of funds to the state government in their hands? So how will they implement, and how the relation between center and states?
Okay, so Swachh Bharat is actually one of the schemes that the center runs. It's a new scheme. Make in India is not a scheme. Make in India is more what are the policies that the center and the states will have to follow. So that remains unaffected by any of this. But Swachh Bharat is a new scheme, and that will be, again, be like because, remember, having said that much more power will have to go back to the states, there are still some national priorities which will have to be run from the center, and the Prime Minister has made rightly, I think, cleanliness a national priority. So that scheme will still be, will be a centrally sponsored scheme and a central flagship scheme, and it will be run from the center.
So my last question is, what this really means for the nation as a whole, sir, and for the development of the country?
You see, I think you have to see this in the history of Indian political and economic evolution. I think that's why I think it's such a big thing that essentially over time we have been becoming more and more federal in nature. That is, we began with a strong center, and over time the states have been becoming more and more, have acquired more power both politically and economically. So what this says is that this is the next stage in the evolution of India. That process is going to continue, but because we are so confident in India as a nation, stronger states is going to mean a stronger center and a stronger India. So in some ways, India as a set of states and entities which share their sovereignty. Sovereignty is not exercised just by the center or by the states, but it's going to be much more shared. That's, I think, the vision that this kind of 14th Finance Commission, that's the vision that this promotes.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for speaking.
Okay.
Thank you.